Welcome to another web edition of Cuse Countdown, previewing Syracuse versus Louisville on Monday at the Carrier Dome alongside Jackson, Ajello, and Emily Wood. I'm Christian Guzman, and Syracuse is coming off a tough loss to the Pittsburgh Panthers at the Peterson Event Center, 80-75. Guys, what went wrong for Syracuse?
Well, you know, in this game, they shot 30% from three, and on the season, they also only made 6 of them. And on the season, when they make 6 or less three-pointers, they're 1-9. But when they make 7 or more, they're 15-2. So clearly on the wrong end against Pittsburgh, they'll look to turn that around against Louisville.
Yeah, absolutely. I think they relied on Andrew White too much. He started out the game, he was hitting some shots, but then when he couldn't, they didn't have anywhere else to go with the ball. They made too many mistakes, threw the ball way too many times, and you have to catch the ball when it's thrown into your hands. You can't let those go.
Also to note, Tyus Battle, limited minutes due to illness. Maybe he'll have some more minutes against Louisville. And let's take a look at that head-to-head matchup now. Louisville ranked 4th in the country as of Sunday night. You can see they outscored the Orange in points per game, but just by about a point. Syracuse does still shoot better from behind the arc, but Louisville, to note, 14th in the nation in scoring margin, also 9th in block shots per game. Guys, what stands out to you about this Louisville squad?
Louisville's a long and athletic team. They have another great defense, another tough matchup for the Orange, another top 20 defense like Virginia. But Syracuse handled that pretty well. They shoot the 3-ball well, and as I mentioned earlier, when they shoot the 3-ball well, they perform well.
I think Louisville's just a more physical team. They have guys that can go inside better. Syracuse has really struggled inside. They've relied only on the three-point game, and I just don't think that's going to work against Louisville.
All right, so now let's take a look at the 3 players of Louisville who are also scoring in double digits, an average of double-digit points per game, and that's Donovan Mitchell, Quentin Snyder, and Deng Adele. You can see Mitchell there, 15.1 points per game. Quentin Snyder at 12.1 and Adele at 11.4. Not shown there, the top rebounders in Jalen Johnson and Mango Mathiang. Guys, Syracuse are going to have to stop at least one of these 3 in order to have a chance on Monday, right?
Yeah, I mean, this is a 3-headed monster for this team. They're 3 studs, and they really needed them their last game against Miami. Mitchell and Adele had 18 in that game, and Snyder had 13, so they really were the key for them after missing some of these players against Virginia.
Yeah, absolutely. Mitchell's shooting over 50% in his last 5 games. Syracuse can't allow that to happen if they want a win. You know, Syracuse also had a few struggles with turning the ball over, and he is just the best in the ACC in steals. They can't let him dominate this game.
Syracuse known for being a good defensive team, especially with that 2-3 zone. Hasn't shown it that much this year, but at the Carrier Dome, they're going to have to step it up against the number 4 team in the nation. Already 2 ranked upset. Jackson, what's going to be the key to the game for the Orange?
Well, for me, the key to the game is Tyler Lydon. He had probably his worst game of the season against Pittsburgh over this past weekend, and he only had managed, I believe, 8 points in that game. But the point isn't really the key for him. I know he struggled in this game, and he really struggled down the stretch for the team, where 40 seconds left, the Orange down 2, he fumbles the ball out of bounds. He needs to step up in this game and make big plays, not necessarily always in the offensive end. Against Virginia, he only had 6 points, but he had 3 blocks. So on the defensive end, he's just such an well-rounded player that he needs to show some of that against Louisville for the team to win.
Absolutely. My key to the game is rebounds, rebounds, rebounds. They have to be better in their rebound game, both offensively and defensively. They're -1 in the rebound game, where Louisville's +6. They just can't let the big men of Louisville out-rebound them all game. They're going to get second-chance points. They know that they're a really high-scoring team, so we can't allow them to have any more shots than necessary. Tyler Roberson, he's really had some struggles just holding on to the ball when, a guy like him should be able to get more rebounds than he has this season.
And Louisville's that second-ranked team in the ACC in rebounds as well.
Yeah, top 10% in the nation in terms of rebound margin. But when it's all said and done at the Carrier Dome, Emily, who's going to win this game?
I'm going 82-74 in favor of Louisville. I just think 43% shooting from the field is too strong. Like I said before, the rebounding margin, +6, that's just too strong. They beat Pitt 105-51. You saw how Syracuse matched up against them last week. I just don't think that a team that played that well against a good team like Pittsburgh is going to have any struggle against Syracuse.
I'm going to go with 76-68 Syracuse in this one. I just believe that Syracuse won't. They struggled against Pittsburgh. Let's face it, they shot 30% from 3 and only made 6. I think going forward, against Virginia, they made 7 3-pointers. That's the best defense in the country. I think they'll be able to score against Louisville. And Louisville is coming off a performance where they really struggled with all of their players against Miami, only winning by 5 in that one. I think the Orange will be able to pull this one out, especially at home.
So Jackson with the Orange ties picking the homer pick with Syracuse upsetting Louisville for its third-ranked upset at the Carrier Dome on Monday. Stay tuned to Citrus TV and on OTN to watch OPP at night after the game for full game recap. And also, Syracuse probably playing with heavy hearts after the passing of Fab Melo. Well, that's it from the Citrus TV studios. From Jackson, Ajello, and Emily Wood, I'm Christian de Guzman. Enjoy the game, Syracuse.